What's up, fellow YouTubers? So I tried making this video on YouTube Live, but the microphone decided to cut out. And people, of course, are giving me shit about it, like, you don't know how to work a microphone. Yes, I do. It's just, you know, my microphone decided to cut out when I was doing a live video. I can't control when that happens, so we're gonna try doing this video from the regular source. Yeah. Uh, all right, so we got some fruit flavored energy drink powder, orange flavored. Hmm. Hell yeah! This came in one of the care packages that was received by me. Hmm. That was interesting smelling. But we're going to add some water to it and we're going to stir it around. Now, after stirring this energy drink powder around, there we go, that's what it looks like. Go ahead and set that down. Alright, so that's not bad. Excuse me. So, like I said, I was trying to make this video earlier on YouTube Live, but, well, that didn't work out because the microphone, unbeknownst to me, had cut out. And I'm sitting here doing this video and, yeah. So Hunter Avalon posted a video called "Watch This Video If You're Single."
Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's no secret that our generation is getting more and more lonely. According to a nationwide survey, it finds that loneliness is widespread in America, with nearly 50% of respondents reporting that they feel alone or left out always or sometimes. Even if we don't examine what the data says, you can probably recognize the loneliness epidemic with your own two eyes. I mean, you've all heard of incels, right? Odds are you yourself are lonely or you know someone who is, which probably means you're also looking for a relationship.
After 3 years of being single, almost, I quit looking. I mean, if an of-age girl comes my way and we both click on the two levels that you're supposed to click on when you're trying to find companionship and it works out, cool. If not, eh. Now, instead of looking for a relationship, I'm more focused on making my money. You know, if a cute goth chick came walking my way, it'd be a different story. But seriously though, if a cute goth chick in her 20s came walking my way, I'd be like, hey, what's up? But until then, I'm more focused on making that money. Mm. There's a little bit left in the bottom of the cup. I'm going to add some more water to it. Now, if a cute goth chick in her 20s comes walking my way, cool. You know. Or any cute chick in her 20s, you know. If I got a cute girl in her 20s walking my way, yeah, cool. But right now, I'm more focused on building my career. Yeah.
Well, luckily for you, I'm Dr. Love, and I'm here to help. It really doesn't matter if you're straight or gay, I'm here to help you find love so pure, fulfilling, and euphoric, you'll feel like a Disney princess on E. Doctor, please, help me! I just can't find the Z for me, and I miss Daryl. I see. Well, I'm gonna diagnose you with a severe case of singles.
A severe case of singles? Is that like the coronavirus? I'm going to hell for that one. Now keep in mind, if you've been watching me for years on my YouTube, if you've been watching my videos for years on YouTube, then you'll know that when it comes to dating, I mention how society puts too much pressure on people to date. Yeah, I'm not the only one who sees it. So yeah, we're gonna do this here video response, and you know, this video is not meant to attack anyone or insult anyone. This is just my opinion. I'm not here to start YouTube drama or any of that. But
What's up, single sisters? It's your favorite King Hunter Avalone here, back with another video. You may have all noticed rather enviously that I'm a married man. Although I am pretty young, I've been through some pretty intense ups.
Right off the bat, it's just like, okay, who cares that you're married? Maybe you and your wife, and you and your wife's family, you and your wife's friends, your friends, her friends, both your families, your YouTube fans, you know, good. You know, good for you, man. But, yeah. Anyways, you were saying.
And downs when it comes to relationships, so I thought today I would share my infinite wisdom and tell you the truth about relationships.
The what?
And although I am pretty young, I've been through some pretty intense ups and downs when it comes to relationships, so I thought today I would share my infinite wisdom and tell you the truth about relationships.
Dun dun dun! The truth of and about relationships. Well, this is your truth. This may not necessarily be true for other people. You know? This is what happens when you're a person. When you're a person, you have different experiences. So, to make such a bold statement, but the truth about relationships is they suck. The truth about relationships, they suck because people are huge jerks to each other. Yeah. In order for the relationship to work, you need two basic things: sexual attraction and mental attraction. It's 50-50, just like any relationship. If you have a healthy balance of sexual attraction and a healthy balance of mutual mental attraction, you're both sexually attracted to each other, and then when you both get done having sex, you can have a conversation about her, and she just thinks just like you, and it's like, holy crap, some people would call that your soulmate. I would call that a good dating partner. But yeah, because the term soulmate is it doesn't exist. Soulmates do not exist. We simply meet people that we have a lot in common with, and then we click. And I hate to break it to you like that, but it's the truth. Soulmates do not exist. So everyone out there looking for their so-called soulmates, okay, get out of there with that. Okay? Focus on finding people who are similar to you, who might share similar interests, etc., etc.
Truth is, it's okay to be single. I think there's a lot of pressure in today's society to pursue a relationship regardless of the quality of that relationship. In
Precisely what I've been saying all these years. Society puts way too much pressure on people to date. They do. You're taking something that's natural and you're forcing it by pressuring people, So you heard it here first, folks. It's okay to be single, and I wholeheartedly agree. But the truth of it is, as I'm going through my 3-year dry spell, which it'll be 3 years and officially 9 months. So if I haven't had any companionship within the next 9 months, then it'll officially have been 3 years. Let's go for the high score. Blim, blim, blim. Yeah. But for the first year and a half of my dry spell that I'm going through right now, I would feel depressed because I was single and that I wasn't getting laid as much, which is kind of contradicting because I don't believe in one night stands. I'm not some sleazeball player. But that's just my take on it.
In fact, there's so much emphasis to be in some kind of a relationship. People act like the day they turn 20 while still being single is worse than the day they realized that pole in their mom's bedroom wasn't so she could practice saving them from a fire. Seriously, everybody, calm down. Being single isn't that big of a deal, okay? There are worse things, like getting STDs. However, if you're someone who's sick of being single, it may be time to ask yourself why you think that is. You don't want to live for the approval of a potential partner. You want to work to reach your fullest potential so you can be fulfilled in yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to live for the approval of your dating partner. You want to live for the improvement to improve yourself. I get that, and this is why on my quest of what you would call my longest dry spell, I've been trying to improve myself, if I want a cute goth chick in her 20s of my own to cuddle with, then I'm gonna have to work on myself, working on my temper, working on having more confidence in myself personally, And it hasn't been easy, but personally feel like my temper's gotten a bazillion times better. Well, like earlier when I was checking the ordering progress on a item from Wish that I ordered, they said it would get here March 10th or before then. But when I checked the order today, it changed. Now they're saying it'll arrive before March 20th. Well, can that ring arrive before my 29th birthday? That would be nice. Because, yeah, I'll be turning 29. I'll be turning 29 on March 26th. Joy. Which I'm not complaining because I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who still wish you were in your 20s. Yep, King Cobra is almost 30. Do you feel old? All these people who have watched my videos for years now, how do you feel old now? Because your boy's almost 30. I get one more year of being in my 20s before... Oh, Lordy, there we go. And honestly, that's for a different video. We're not here to talk about that. It's a little weird to think I'm almost 30. Like, I'm trying to grasp the concept of it, and I don't feel like I'm almost 30, you know? But, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's okay to desire to be in a relationship. Humans are relational beings. The issue comes when you put your own life goals on hold for the sake of pursuing a relationship.
Yeah, people do that kind of thing, Hunter, unfortunately. Take, for example, the typical high school sweethearts. They've been dating since their junior year. They're now both in college together, trying to get their degree. But the dude gets his woman pregnant, and then they both put their degrees on hold to help raise the kid. And by the time that kid is in early grade school, oh shit, she's pregnant again. Well, golly gee willikers. By the time that second kid is in grade school, and that first kid's almost out of high school, they got another one on the way. And these things happen, YouTube, unfortunately. And sometimes it's not kids necessarily. Sometimes people just put things on hold because they love someone. And when you love people, and when you're in a relationship with them, well, let's just say love will make you do some stupid, crazy shit. Yeah.
Rather than focusing on adding value to yourself as an individual, remember, don't be a simp. I think a lot of people miss this, and they kind of think that they deserve the world.
Yeah, so he's basically saying that people put their relationship before themselves. And, you two, that's just it. You shouldn't do that. Because the thing of it is, would your other half put that relationship before themselves? That's a serious question to ask. Would your girlfriend put your relationship with her over anything else? So yeah, you shouldn't, you should basically these next couple of minutes, he's going to be saying, you should work on yourself and love yourself and learn to respect yourself and set life goals. Otherwise, you can't expect people to motivate other people, kind of thing. Yeah.
Despite the fact that they barely respect themselves and they don't really have much to offer. I call it the princess mentality. Like, how many times have you heard a girl say something like, I deserve to be treated like a princess. I want Prince Charming to sweep me off my feet and shower me with jewels and love. Like, Karen, calm down. You work at a Taco Bell.
All right. Is it so wrong for a woman to want jewelry and affection? No, it's not. I mean, really, the princess mentality. You know, she wants to be treated like royalty. What women mean by that is they want to be respected like human beings. Okay? They do. They want to be respected like human beings. You know, you treat them like a goddess and you rock their world in the bedroom like a porn star. Watch out. You know, and it's little things that you do. You do it because you want to make her happy, not because you want to get laid. For example, if you take your girlfriend out to a nice restaurant, you take her coat and put it on the back of the chair for her, pull her chair out, push it in when she sits down. You know, you hold the door for her, etc., etc. The kind of shit that's going to make every other girl in that room super jealous of her boyfriend, which is you. They're going to sit there and be like, why can't my other half treat me like that? Guarantee it. And when your woman sees that, ho ho, she's going to feel like hot shit, man, let me tell you. Or better yet, when your girlfriend's walking and there's a puddle on the curb, like picking up your girlfriend's coat while she's still wearing it so it doesn't drag through the puddle. You know, old school gentleman stuff like that. You don't see that too often. You really don't. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you ever saw a man take off his coat and stick it in the puddle of mud so his girlfriend didn't get mud all over her new shoes? You know what I'm saying? You don't see that kind of shit anymore. Like your girlfriend just went to the mall and bought a very nice pair of shoes that cost her $40. They fit her feet like a glove and she feels like a princess when she wears them. But oh golly gee willikers, there's a mud puddle right there. So, you know, maybe y'all walk around it, or instead of walking around it, you know, the gentleman takes his coat off, puts it in the mud so his girlfriend can walk on it, and that, you know, little old school things like that. You don't see that too often anymore. Now this next segment of the video, Hunter Avallone is going to read a dating profile of a 34-year-old single mom. So there's that.
I'm a country girl who likes to ride horses. I help with the dog rescue, so pets are a plus. I like four-wheelers, but I get scared. I have a son who is 8 who will always come first. I'm a manager at a retail chain. I drink beer and smoke. Love bonfires and being outside when warm. I hate the cold. I don't know what I want. I don't want any more kids. Never married. I have tats. A 34-year-old single mom equestrian who doesn't know what she wants in life. What a catch! But seriously, this is a good example of someone who hasn't even set life goals, let alone begun them, and she's expecting a relationship while failing to really offer anything in return. It's...
Okay, do you know why they're called life goals? Because sometimes they take a lifetime to achieve. And sitting there saying that she has nothing to offer because she's a single mom who hasn't figured out what she wants to do with her life. Why is it, though, that single moms are seen as an entrapment while single dads are seen as lady stealers? That's because a single dad with his kid, it's like a dude with a puppy. Chicks eat that shit up like steak on rice. Oh my god, he's so adorable. How long have you had him? Well, da 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 da. Aw. And you call me an asshole, ladies, but you know I'm right. that being said, just because you're a single dad, that doesn't give you the right to be a creep on single waitresses at restaurants. Like, seriously. Like, how cringy is that? You're sitting there having lunch with your best friend, and he's sitting there like, y'all are talking, and then you see the waitress come over, and she takes your order, and as she leaves, you say to your buddy, hey, watch this, I want to get her number. Waitress comes back by, and as she walks by your table, you casually mention that you're a single dad. You say to your best friend, oh yeah, sometimes being a single dad's tough, but you know, I'm making it work. Hoping that the waitress will hear it and go, aww. Here's the thing of it. A lot of dudes will use single moms for pussy, and it's sad. It is fucking sad. It's disgusting, and I've seen women use single dads for dick and money, so, you know, there's that too. Just, the whole culture of dating is just mean. People are huge jerks to each other.
It's never too late, and I have no doubts that this girl is a nice person. But if you're not even able to cultivate yourself, how are you going to cultivate a long-lasting, healthy relationship? A main component of relationships is pushing each other to success, both as an individual and as a unit.
Precisely. Part of any relationship is pushing each other to succeed and do well. Exactly. And if you can't motivate yourself, then you can't expect to motivate someone else. Here's the thing of it though. Even if you don't have self-confidence, you can still get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. The trouble is, you know, I don't know how long it's going to last, because here's the thing of it, and anyone can relate to this, but when you're around somebody who's depressed all the time and they have no motivation, they're just meh, you know, it kind of drags you down with them, doesn't it? And this is a well-known fact, but most people don't want to be around other people who are depressed all the time, who have no motivation. It kind of just sucks the life out of you, doesn't it?
If you have no ambitions, the relationship will fall flat. So instead of obsessing over finding a relationship, focus on adding value to yourself as an individual. And listen, I'm not going to just say, oh, be yourself, because yourself might suck and need improvement, but rather focus on being the best version of yourself and adding to your own individual value.
Exactly. Exactly. This is like I said before, in this 2 to 3 year dry spell that I'm going through, I've been trying to improve myself and work on myself, you know, as far as my temper goes and as far as the confidence. You know, I'm a lot more confident in myself than I was 2 years ago. Tobacco on my pipe is low, so I want to refill it. You know, like taking time to get better at my guitar playing, taking time to get better at crafting my wands for my Etsy page, figuring out ways to hustle and make money so that way I'm not broke all the goddamn time. But that's just it, YouTube. If you've dealt with shitty relationship after shitty relationship, and you're sitting there saying, why can't I find someone decent? Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. And the sad part about dating is that the person you're dating will rub off on you eventually. And you'll start to exhibit similar traits. Take, for example, in the episode of South Park where Cartman decides to date Heidi. And then in the episode where Heidi Turner becomes fat and bitchy and just obnoxious, and people are like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you being such a bitch, you know? Going back to what I was saying, you know, yeah, that's the truth of it. And Hunter Avallone said it too, you know. People will pursue relationships despite not having the best intent for that relationship. And yeah, there's that.
People are unique, and it's okay to be different, and unlike the worthless opinions of some morons, you don't need to follow a strict formula. Advice for women: how to land a great guy, be in shape, grow your hair long, be sweet, learn to cook, don't be annoying. There's nothing necessarily wrong with desiring these traits in a partner. Of course, this list is incredibly shallow, but after all, shallow people tend to attract shallow people. It's completely inaccurate, however, to make it sound like this list is the rule for incredibly shallow, but after all, shallow people be annoying.
Zuby at Zuby Music wrote this cheesy ass article, or a comment, this thread, and his advice for women on how to land a great guy. And the reason it was so shallow. You know? Guys are simple, okay? We really are. This guy, you know, his advice for Zuby's advice for women: be in shape, grow your hair long, be sweet, learn how to cook, don't be annoying. You know how annoying that comes off as, dude? Like, grow your hair long. This dude Zuby's bald. Who the hell is he talking about hair? You know what I'm saying? You're sitting there saying, learn how to cook. Like, dude, what about you? Huh? You know what I'm saying? You know what chicks dream of? A dude who can cook them their favorite food and serve it with class. That's what chicks dream of. A dude who can be like, babe, what do you want for dinner tonight? Well, I was thinking this and that, but I can't cook that. I can. Sit down and watch the magic happen. Watch out. And then her boyfriend whips out the tastiest version of whatever the fuck she likes. And it's so fucking good. She ends up full, satisfied. And he does it because he wants to make her happy, not because he wants to get laid. Okay, advice for women on how to land a great guy. First of all, great guys need to exist. Ladies, am I right? Like, for women to land a great guy, first of all, guys have to be a bit nicer to women. And if guys can be nicer to women, then maybe women can be a little bit nicer to men. And this is why the dating scene sucks, is because men and women are too busy focused on what separates them, which gender has it harder, whose gender is responsible for what, sitting there pointing fingers, it's all your fault. No, it's all your fault. Instead of focusing on what makes men and women similar, instead of trying to sympathize with one another, they'll pull this crap. Ugh.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with desiring these traits in a partner. Of course, this list is incredibly shallow, but after all, shallow people tend to attract shallow people. It's completely inaccurate, however, to make it sound like this list is the rule for any woman to get a guy. Like, damn ladies, who isn't gonna go to culinary school for this guy? Bozo here goes on to say he forbids his girlfriend from cutting her hair. When asked about allowing her to cut split ends, He replied, "Men don't care about split ends. Let it grow." Hey buddy, before you tell women how to look, you might want to stop looking like a discount version of Wii Sports. Again, this is asinine advice because the motivation to improve yourself shouldn't be so you can attract a potential partner, but rather because you want to be better for yourself. Singleness can, however, lead into another difficult subject, and that is hookup culture, which leads me to my second point. Truth is, hookup culture sucks. I'm being kind of open with you all, but take it from someone who used to be kind of involved in hookup culture, it's honestly pretty miserable. It left me feeling depressed, unfulfilled, and it also has left me with like a ton of regrets now that I'm married. I used to think getting a lot of chicks sort of made you cool, but now I realize I had my priorities completely wrong and I was thinking like a dumbass. Remember, it's not cool to have a one-night stand, only to get a lifelong medical memento to remember them by. I do think the overly emphatic push to get in a relationship contributes in a way to hookup culture. We already know people are more and more lonely, and sometimes hookups can sort of put a band-aid on that loneliness, but there's a good chance it'll leave you even lonelier than before. According to Psychology Today, a study of 200 undergraduates found that 78% of women and 72% of men who'd had uncommitted sex reported experiencing regret after an encounter, while another study found that men and women who had engaged in casual sex had lower self-esteem scores than those who had not. Now, I don't think it was directly causational, but when I was going through my hookup culture experience, I was probably the most depressed I'd ever been. I am being kind of vulnerable here with you guys, but there was times where I was so depressed I was barely able to get out of bed. I had the worst anxiety, and I actually almost became an alcoholic also. At the end of the day, it's a free...
Yeah, you know what? That's the funny thing of it. People who get lots of chicks are depressed. People who don't get chicks are depressed. That's just the funny thing of it, YouTube. Like, take it from somebody who knows. When you're single and you see dudes who are uglier than you getting chicks that you want, it's irritating. I mean, it's one thing if you see a dude who's better looking than you, he's got bigger muscles and more money, you know, that's just the nature of things, right? But when you're seeing an ugly ass motherfucker who look like they got beat to death with an ugly stick, just, and you're like, dude, okay, what the fuck, really? You're sitting there looking at that going, oh, come on. As a dude, you're just sitting there going, oh, fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Free country, and people can live sexually liberated lifestyles if that's what they desire. But based on the research I've looked at and my own personal experience, I truly believe that hookup culture is pathetic, juvenile, and a waste of time. And finally, truth is, you should date for marriage.
What? Hold up. Hunter Avallone, dude, you just contradicted yourself hard with that one. At the beginning of the video, he said, there's always this pressure to be in some kind of relationship, and how society puts too much pressure on people to date. Well, you know what? This is where I disagree with Hunter Avallone, and I'm doing so respectfully. I'm not here to insult anyone. But honestly, you want my opinion? I think you should date to find companionship. Okay, there's already way too much pressure on adults when they're dating. Oh geez, I hope they like me. I hope that the sex isn't horrible and awkward and weird. And what if we don't have anything in common? And blah, 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 the list goes on. What if her parents don't like me? What if blah, blah, blah? There's a lot of what ifs. And then you throw that one tiny little thing on top of it. Marriage. I am so sick and tired of society pressuring people to get married. And newsflash, trigger warning, it's about to get depressing. Weddings are just funerals with cakes. We all die alone. So guess what? It doesn't matter if you're single or not, you're still going to die alone. And one of the things that's made me appreciate being single is back when I visited my great-grandmother in the nursing home, back when she was still alive. Every 5 minutes, she would ask for her husband. She'd ask the grandkids and the great-grandkids and her kids, hey, where's my other half? Haven't seen them in a while. And then you have to patiently remind her that he died a couple years ago, remember? Oh, I forgot. 5 seconds later, hey, where's my other half? You know, and she has since passed on, and she's been reunited with her other half, but that's beside the point. So you literally have two options. One, you die a bitter old man who's never had kids, never had a wife. You get to sit there in the park, stare at the squirrels and the clouds, and then an old elderly couple about the same age as you gets out of the car with their family, and they get to have a picnic, and they're sitting there playing with their kids and, you know, having that little family time. And you're sitting there watching them from across the park with your wrinkly ass going, oh, I never got to have that. Or you get to watch your other half die before you do, and then wait patiently for your turn. Life is so much fun, isn't it? Just the joy of sunshine and puppies and now you're just being cynical. Yeah, I'm also being realistic. You know, you either die with your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids surrounding you, etc., or you'll probably die with like your younger friend or your younger brother, your younger sisters, whatever, around your deathbed going, well, shit. You can't avoid it. Everyone's going to die alone. It's only a matter of if and when. So if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a husband and or a wife, don't go to bed angry with your other half, for one, and two, cherish every moment you have with them. Like, you should not date for marriage. You should date because you're looking for a romantic partner to spend time with. There's a difference. Alright? There's too much pressure on people to get married. Marriage is a commitment. Okay? It is. That's the difference. Casually hanging out and spending time with your other half. That's different. You know how many women I've heard bitch because they're almost 40 and they still haven't found a man to marry? Oh my God. That's like the biggest cliche on the planet. Like a woman who's almost 40 crying herself into a couple of drinks with her gal pals at the bar, sitting there saying, why can't I find somebody decent to marry? Every guy walking by her is going, oh geez, that looks like a hot mess of issues. No thank you. Keep walking. And you know what? The culture behind this whole marriage BS is ridiculous. You got two sisters. One's a bit heavier, lives with 4 cats, got her own little house. It's not much, but it's her slice of paradise. But her sister is thinner, has a husband, and her husband's filthy stinking rich. Has a great job, gives her the best sex, just treats her right. And of course, that sister has to call her less fortunate sister and brag about it. And for the sake of that mother of theirs, by golly, the less fortunate sister who hasn't found anyone, You know, she'll pretend to be happy for her sister when deep down inside she resents her for it. Her sister will call up and be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, good. How are you doing? And in the back of her mind, she goes, not that I need to ask. I already know how you're doing. And of course, that's when the other sister decides to brag about her husband, brag about his promotion at his job, brag about how they went out to the fanciest restaurant last night, brag about how awesome their sex life is, about how she can go to the mall and buy shoes whenever she wants, just going on about herself, blah, 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 blah. So by the time she gets off the phone with her other sister, her fat sister's gonna sit in the goddamn kitchen, pull out a big ass thing of Ben and Jerry's ice cream from the freezer. She'll stare at her fireman calendar. She'll start crying. She'll bust open the fridge and start eating her feelings. And then she'll walk over to the couch and sit there and cry and cry and cry. Then her four cats will come up and see her, start licking the tears off her face with their sandy little tongues. They'll sit up next to her and cuddle and purr, and they'll be there to comfort her when she can't find someone. But if you're in that kind of situation, don't use being fat and aging as an excuse. Then her mother calls, and for the sake of her mother, she gets along with her sister, even though she hates her sister's guts. And even though she knows her mother likes her other sister more, she's the favorite, she's still nice to her mother. She's still nice to her. You know? And then her mother calls, when are you going to find him? Oh, geez. Well, maybe if you lose a couple pounds, you know, maybe guys, oh my God, Mom, stop giving me shit about my weight. I'm trying. Well, you should come to my aerobics class with me. We could have a little mother-daughter bonding time. I can't. I got a busy schedule. You're sitting there going, why is your mother doing this? By the time you get off the phone with your mother, now you're crying again. And you know what? Your mother just sees it as giving some advice. But really, if it's a sensitive topic for you, then of course it's not giving advice, is it? There goes the other half of that chocolate cake she just got done eating. But women like that may think they'll never find somebody. And the truth of it is, yes, you will. You find a dude who loves to cook, who loves cats, and you'll never be unhappy. You find yourself a dude who loves cats, loves fat chicks, and will treat you like a princess and knows how to cook damn good food. You'll never be unhappy. You'll never be unhappy. You'll be sitting there spoon feeding homemade chocolate cake into your mouth while he massages your feet. And then cleans up the litter box for your cats, because that way you don't have to. Get your dainty little female fingers on it. Oh yeah, ladies, those guys do exist. And why the fuck? Okay, why the fuck do people use people for sex? Can we be real for a second? Like, I'm so tired of it, dude. So tired of it. It just paints a negative image for both genders when people do that shit.
This is America, so if you want to live your life hoeing around, so be it. I'm not here to stop you. But personally, I believe that it's best to date for marriage. There's a lot of surprising benefits when it comes to monogamy. People who are monogamous have a longer lifespan.
No. The reason why they have a longer lifespan is because when you're married, you have pussy on the ready. You have that dick on the ready whenever you want it. Whenever you two just strike up the mood. It's not because you're married, it's because you're in a committed relationship where yeah. Monogamous men have a less unhealthy lifestyle, therefore saying goodbye to such bad habits as smoking, alcohol, binging, and possible substance abuse. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay, if my woman tells me I need to quit smoking tobacco and drinking alcohol, I want to tell her no. No, you either accept me for who I am or you don't date me. And yeah, that's another thing I'm tired of. Like women who constantly try to change men. Like you date the biggest asshole and try to make him a nice guy. You tease him with sex every now and then, and you try to program him into the perfect gentleman. That's because you're attracted to his asshole side, even though you hate it. You want him to be a gentleman, but you don't want him to be a huge pussy either. That's how women think. Yeah.
It encourages men to live healthier lifestyles, and married women have more balanced mental health. I know I'm
Encouraging men to live healthier lifestyles. That's a bunch of bullshit. I know exactly how that goes. You and your wife go to the doctor. Doctor says here you smoke cigars and drink scotch and eat bacon. Well, no wonder why your cholesterol's through the roof. And then when you get back from the doctor's office, you go to fry up a bacon cheeseburger real quick, and your wife's just sitting there looking at you like, really? We were just at the doctor's. He said you gotta cut down on that stuff. And you're like, kiss my ass? Don't you just love it when your girlfriend says, you're grounded from sex? Like, bitch, I can masturbate. You ain't grounded in shit. I'll bust nut on your back while you're sleeping. And that's just the thing of it. I wouldn't really do that. That's horrible. But I'm just saying, you know, if a girl tried grounding me from sex, I'd be like, first of all, honey, girlfriend of mine, dearest, I've gone 3 years without it just about, so that doesn't work on me. Second of all, you can't stop my hands from masturbating. I'll think about the last time we had sex and bust a nut to that, because, you know, hey. And really, YouTube, when your girlfriend grounds you from sex, she's hurting herself as well. Because women who are straight will crave dick just as much as men crave pussy. They just won't say it, but it's the truth. Because I've noticed that when women don't get laid, they get irritable, they get cranky. Just like men do. And then they bitch when we bitch about our dry spell. That's hilarious. But here's my piece of advice. If you are going through a long period without sex or companionship, masturbate. I find that masturbating to hot chicks on Chatterbait has helped with my dry spell immensely. Because here's the thing of it, and this is the sad truth of it. When your body goes without sex, you inadvertently become chemically castrated and asexual in the course of several years. The first thing to go is your ability to orgasm. You might be able to get sexually aroused, but you won't be able to finish. The second thing to go is your ability to get sexually aroused. And once that goes, you start to lose interest in dating, companionship, sex, etc., etc. And your body says, well, if we're not getting laid, why the fuck are we producing these chemicals? So there's that. And I've seen and heard of people who haven't had sex in so long. It's really sad. I've seen the adults out there, you know what I'm saying, these 50-year-old virgins and what have you. It's really sad, dude. Like, and here's the thing of it. If it's your first time having sex with a girl, it's her first time, don't stress it. Like when people go to have sex for the first time, it's, you know, there's all this fucking pressure to be really good at it and to be satisfactory, and no, get out of here with that. It's your first time, okay? Take time to enjoy each other's company. Don't be in a rush to finish. You know, if it's your first time having sex, period, then, and it's her first time, yeah. Who cares if it's good? Just enjoy yourselves, you know? Enjoy each other's company. Be like, oh, hey, this is stuff I haven't gotten to do before. Oh, hey, these boobs are fun to play with. Fuck yeah, you know? I remember the first time I got to play with some titties. Yeah, they were nice too. Yeah, buddy. Double D's too. Yeah. Oh. Like, once you felt and got to play with titties for the first time, you never truly forget that feeling. You really don't. But that's off topic. Back to the video.
I'm also being a bit of an anecdote Andy here, but again, now that I'm married, I've personally experienced a much happier and more fulfilling lifestyle than I ever had when I was single. And trust me, it gets even better when you start having kids.
Oh my god. First of all, Hunter. First of all, Broha. It's not because you're married. It's because you found a suitable dating partner. It's because you found a suitable dating partner. Real talk though, Hunter, when you looked across the room at your wife before you met her for the first time, I know what you were thinking. Damn, that girl is hot. I want to get to know her. And I don't know how it happened, but you made it happen, and obviously you have a wife now. So there you go. There's that. Which brings me to my next point. In order for a relationship to work, there has to be an even balance of sexual attraction and mental attraction. If you are sexually attracted to your other half and the sex that you have with them is just amazing, but you try talking to them, and talking to them is like talking to a box of rocks. You know, eventually you're going to get sick of it. If you go to talk to someone and you have great chemistry, you have similar interests, and your personalities click, but you're not physically attracted to them, the sex is just going to be meh. And you're going to be left going, why? Why? It's because when it comes to relationships, it's 50-50, you know? And that's especially true when it comes to the dynamic of a healthy relationship. A healthy lust and a healthy conversation. And the thing of it is, the biggest things that couples fight about: sex, money, and communication. The three big ones. I've covered that topic on my channel before, so we're not going to go down that road. But then he says having kids makes it better. No, it doesn't. Having kids makes it worse. Talk to some of my buddies who are divorced and who are single dads. They'll tell you. In fact, one of my buddies who has a kid who's a single dad, you know what his baby mama does? She will call him up whenever she wants to ride somewhere, whenever she wants dick, or whenever she's needing someone to watch her kid, their kid. That's it. There is no conversation. There is no, she'll pull this crap where she won't let him see his son and it messes with him and that kind of crap, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, seriously? Now, having kids makes it worse. All of a sudden, your shopping experience turns into a fit throwing contest. You're sitting there, your kid's like, Mommy, can we get a toy? Can we get a toy? Mommy, can we, huh? No, we're not getting a toy. Aww. And then they get to the checkout line. Mommy, can I get a candy bar? No, we're not getting a candy bar. And then that's when the tears start flowing. I want toys. I want candy. La, 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 la. They're sitting there throwing a huge fit in front of everyone in the store. You got one kid sitting in the shopping cart, and then the other kids just throwing themselves on the floor because they didn't get their way. Boo-hoo, that's life, kiddo. Get used to it. And you're sitting there trying everything you can to calm them down, and they won't stop. And you just want to smack the shit out of them, but that's only going to make it worse, because apparently spanking and slapping your kid is now a form of child abuse. And that's why today's kids have no respect. Back in my day, if I got smart with my parents and I had that smart mouth of mine that I have, if I had a smart mouth with my parents, and it went and crossed the line, I'd get slapped across the face for having a smart mouth when I was growing up. But you don't see that anymore with today's kids. And that's why they got no respect. You better knock your shit off, or I want to take Fortnite away. I want to count to 4, mister, and you're going to go to timeout and think about what you've done. Yeah, that's real fucking effective. I tell you what, Rodney Dangerfield, no respect. This kid's got no respect. It's because you can't hit him anymore. Like when my dad was a kid, he got the belt. Oh, could you imagine today's kids getting spanked with a belt? That would be unheard of. They'd be like, these fucking liberals would be like, oh my God, that's child abuse. You know, and that's just the thing of it. Sometimes talking with your kids isn't the answer. Sometimes being violent with them isn't the answer. On a side note, though, however, growing up, whenever I got slapped or what have you for my bad behavior, all it did was piss me off and make me want to start throwing punches. The only time the punishment actually worked is when my parents were like, this punishment fits the crime. They didn't use violence to get me to think about what I've done. They punished me in a way that was clever and got me to think about my actions. That's often at times the best approach. But sometimes these kids, though, they cross that line and it's like, oh, you little disrespectful shit. So no, having kids makes it worse, because then your fucking other half can sit there and hold your kid over your head. Oh yeah, because single parents totally don't do that. You know, and that's just it. When you have no STDs, when you have no kids, all of a sudden being single's not so bad, is it? No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Now, if you're in a relationship with your wife and you're in a loving home and you're both committed to helping raise the kid, awesome. But, yeah.
The nuclear family can be seriously beneficial for children as well. Pew Research found that kids born to married parents have more strength and stability. Children who have both stability and consistency in their lives are more likely to exhibit positive behavior, earn good grades in school, and become more involved in community and extracurricular activities.
Okay. You know, I don't think it's necessarily the whole if they're married. I think it's if a kid has two loving parents, whether they're married or not. You know what I'm saying? This is where society gets it twisted. They think, oh, your kid has to. No, I would disagree with this research. I think if a kid is in a household where he's appreciated and taken care of and all that good shit, then, you know, and if he has to have two homes because his parents are split up, then, you know, if he has two loving homes to go to, then I don't think this research would be any different, really. The research basically shows that if kids are loved and supported in a nurturing household with parents, whether they're straight or gay, then they supposedly exhibit good behavior like earning good grades, and they become more involved in their community and extracurricular activities. Excuse me. So that's where I would, you know, disagree with. They have to be together. Like, parents could not be together and their kid could still turn out all right.
Overall, research suggests children in families with married, biological parents have better social, emotional, and physical health than other children. The nuclear family model, meaning two parents raising children, is an extremely beneficial model for the growth and development of a child.
Okay, just because the parents aren't together, if the kid has two parents that help raise them, either way you shape it, you know, I think they can still exhibit those good behaviors. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, this applies to straight couples and same-sex couples. A paper published for the American Sociological Association in 2014 reviewed 10 years of scientific literature on child well-being in same-sex parented families in the US. The authors concluded that there was clear consensus in scientific literature that children raised by same-sex couples fared as well as children raised by opposite-sex couples. This goes along with countless other studies which concluded the same thing. The nuclear family model, whether it's a straight couple or a same-sex couple, is extremely beneficial for a child's development. At the end of the day, a relationship should be two happy and content individuals coming together rather than relying on another person to make you happy and content. It's not a bad thing to be single. Focus on improving yourself and adding to your own individual value. Hookup culture sucks. Don't fall for the easy but less fulfilling option. And finally, marriage should be your end goal anytime you're dating. It provides scores of benefits for the couple and for future children. Again, this is my opinion, and I don't want to force anyone to abide by my standards, but rather take into consideration the evidence when it comes to pursuing a healthy, long-lasting relationship. And that's the truth. The truth about relationships.
Okay, now, like I said, you should not pursue dating to find marriage. You should pursue dating because you want some companionship, plain and simple. But also look for a dating partner that you know, that you can talk to and, you know, kind of thing. Anyways, YouTube, what do you think about Hunter Avalone's video? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, this was just my opinion, a friendly little video response. Um, How do we close out this video? Well, I'm thinking with some guitar playing. What do you guys think? You want to hear some guitar playing for the video? Alright, so the sound volume is adjusted properly. Let's see. There's the pick. Go ahead and grab my spellcaster. Go ahead and turn it on. But yes, when it comes to relationships, you should work towards supporting each other and supporting yourselves rather than, you know, this far into the video, I appreciate you watching, and yeah, normally I agree with Hunter Avallone on a lot of things, but you know, there's just a couple of things that I didn't really agree with, so there's that. And again, this was just a friendly little, you know, video response. You know, take it or leave it. Anyways, YouTube. Anyways, YouTube, I will catch you all on the next one. This was the kind of video I was trying to make with my YouTube Live, but my microphone cut out on me. I had no control over that. So, it is what it is. But, if you agree with me, hit the like button. If you like the guitar playing, subscribe for more. Till then. King Cobra JFS, back at you with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras later.